Welcome back. I'm Elena.
And I'm Ashley.
And so, how are we doing today, Ashley?
I'm pretty good. How have you been doing with preparing with finals coming up and everything?
Not too bad. I only have one actual final, but the rest are just projects. What about you?
Yeah, I also only have one final, actual test, and then I have a paper that's due, the finals week, and then I have two projects that are both, next week. So, I'll be halfway done after next week, actually, so that's kind of nice.
You don't really do anything finals week, really.
No, just, the one test, I guess.
Yeah. What is that test in?
It's for media law and ethics.
Oh.
Which is really difficult.
That sounds fun. Yeah, and speaking of that last week, but then we also have to be out of our dorms and stuff then too. So that's what, May 11th? So
what day is your final test on?
I don't know. I think it's just May 5th or 6th.
Yeah,
and then
I get to be done on the Monday. My test is on the Monday, and then I'll be leaving on Monday after that.
Yeah, I think that's hopefully what I'm gonna do, and then if I have any, then I'll just finish my projects at home. But that final day of moving out is gonna be a little stressful.
Yeah, I definitely need to start packing my stuff up now so that it's not all last minute doing everything. But
yeah, I've been taking stuff home with me every single time I go home, which is every weekend, just slowly bringing everything out, taking things off my wall, and just
That's smart.
Yeah.
I need to start, especially this week. I think I could start doing that because have not as much going on this week, so I should definitely start doing that. Do you have any plans for the summer?
I do. My family's going to Cabo.
Ooh.
So that will be fun. And then I will be working catering at Bartle Hall, which will be fun. And then hopefully I'll be working the media workshop for the J School.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that.
That sounds super fun.
What about you?
I'm going back to Texas for the summer, but not for a super long time because I have to move back in early to work for the football team. They start their camps in July, so I have to come back and cut my summer a little bit early. But when I go home, I'm probably just going to be working at the restaurant that I've been working at during breaks and stuff like that. And then I'm going to Florida with my family in June. So
ooh, that sounds fun.
Pretty much it. I don't have very much stuff planned.
Yeah. What do you do with the football team?
I do videography, so it's the film that only the coaches and the players use. It's not any of the social media film, so it's just what the coaches use to study plays and drills with their players. So
that's cool. Well, that's all we have for you at the moment. We are going to throw it over to Gabe, who has a special guest.
Awesome. Thank you, Milena. I'm here with my good friend Brian Igo, and him and I got to take up a really awesome opportunity recently in Topeka at the TKQMA racetrack. One of my professors emailed me and was like, hey, do you want to take this on? Do you want to do play-by-play announcing for this NASCAR-sponsored, it's kids racing, and that sounded right up my alley. That's what we kind of both want to do as a career, or at least one of our aspirations. So Brian, we've only done one race so far also. How was that first race? How did you think that went?
I thought it went great. It was a lot of fun seeing those kids racing around, Yeah. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I thought it was fun.
It was for sure interesting to settle into for us. The first race started, and I was like, okay, they're moving now, and they got 40 laps to go, and for the first 5, we didn't say anything. We weren't completely ready. They stream on Facebook. It's super awesome. It's just the TKQMA Facebook page, and our broadcasts are on there. We'll go through the rest of the season. It's basically now every week or so we take some weeks off through October. So all through the summer and a little bit into next semester. What are you looking forward to most?
Just watching it, It's fun to watch. It's like this little racetrack, and they're going 40 miles an hour. It's crazy. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to commentate, for sure.
Yeah. I think the highlight of it for me was that second to last race where there were 10 cars on the track. Sometimes the kids they'll flip, and it's a little scary. They'll get up against the barrier. but usually they're all right. Nobody got hurt last week at least. But yeah, it's a super good time for us. We're hoping that moving forward, we'll get to kind of pass these duties on maybe next season to, we're both freshmen, to some other journalism students that are looking to get into broadcasting, play-by-play, anything like that. But we're super excited to kind of get to like build our resumes and stuff with this. It's super cool to just like throw on a reel for applying for things in the future, internships and stuff like that. And we're super excited to be a part of it, Brian. Man, what are you planning to do kind of after we wrap this up?
Hopefully getting into more commentating. Color commentary is what I love. You know, it's what I've always wanted to do. So, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that's all we've got. I'm going to toss it to the break, and we will be back with news.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Welcome back to the news. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Kiera.
On Sunday, April 21st, Ukrainian and Western leaders welcomed a critically needed aid package passed by the U.S. House of Representatives. Ukrainian commanders stated that the long-awaited $61 billion military aid package, which includes $13.8 billion for Ukraine to purchase weapons, will help impede Russia's advances as the war enters its third year. Additionally, the House approved $95 billion in foreign aid for Ukraine, Israel, and other U.S. allies.
In honor of Earth Day, President Biden announced a $7 billion grant from the Environmental Protection Agency's solar program to help support solar power energy. The grant aims to benefit over 900,000 low-income and disadvantaged households, potentially saving each household around $400 through solar power. Additionally, Biden revealed plans for 2,000 new jobs and infrastructure to combat climate change, with the goal of expanding to 20,000 jobs through the American Climate Corps, providing opportunities for young individuals to participate in addressing climate issues.
On April 17th, the Kansas State Board of Education adopted an anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion policy following pressure from the Republican-controlled legislature. The policy change prohibits state universities from mandating that prospective students, potential hires, and staff seeking promotion disclose their views on diversity initiatives.
Taylor Swift's release titled The Tortured Poets Department has become music listeners' favorite new album of the week. The double album received 75% of the vote, surpassing other artists such as DJ Snake, Nicki Minaj, Pearl Jam, and Cloud Nothings, who also premiered new music. Swift's album has already broken several records, including selling 1.4 million in traditional album sales and accumulating over 300 million streams on Spotify in a single day.
Next up, we have sports with Jacob and Jack.
All right, thank you, ladies. Wisconsin transfer A.J. Storr committed to Kansas last Thursday. The 6'7" wing, who averaged 16.8 points and 3.9 rebounds per game, played a key role in leading the Badgers to a Big Ten title game. His addition should be a great benefit to the Jayhawks as they rebuild after last season.
The Kansas baseball team secured a series win against Baylor on Sunday, winning 8-4 in the conclusion of Saturday's game and then dominating with a 12-2 run rule victory in the originally scheduled game. These wins bring Kansas to 9 Big 12 victories this season, exceeding their conference win total from the 2023 season. Their next game will be against Nebraska tomorrow in Lincoln.
In softball, Kansas was shut out 7-0 by number 1 Texas in the series finale at Arocha Ballpark last Sunday. Texas also won the first 2 games, completing the series sweep. This leads the Jayhawks with a 27-17-1 overall record for the season and an 11-10 conference play record. They will host the Kansas City Roos at Arocha Ballpark this Wednesday at 5 p.m., marking their 4th consecutive home game.
The Kansas track and field team had an impressive showing at the 101st Kansas Relays with several standout performances. Demetrius Pavelidis won the men's discus throw, Taden Klein took the long jump title, and Clayton Sims dominated the men's pole vault. All the notable victories included Devin Loudermilk in the high jump, Kale Little in the men's 300-meter steeplechase, and the men's 4x8 relay team. On the women's side, Sydney Smith and Yvonne Mota won the women's hurdle events, while Tori Thomas, Aaliyah Lindsay, and Taylor Mayo claimed victories in the shot put, long jump, and triple jump, respectively. The distance events also had strong performances from Immaculate Jimitai and Lorna Latema. That's all for sports. We'll be back soon with the news.
Good morning! Welcome to Slow Drip, everybody! Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Emma here with your weekly weather forecast. Some headlights to be aware of: we are going to be seeing some fluctuating temperatures throughout the week. It's going to get pretty warm into the weekend and into early next week, but we are also going to be seeing some cooler temperatures around the 60s as we go through this week. Additionally, we are going to be seeing some storms, some pretty severe storms into the weekend, especially this weekend and especially on Saturday. And partly cloudy skies and stronger wind speeds are going to be pretty concurrent throughout the week. Taking a look at our current temperatures, in Lawrence we are sitting at about 70 degrees right now, and it's pretty similar everywhere around. Ottawa and Topeka also 70 degrees. Kansas City only a little bit lower by 2 degrees, 68, and Leavenworth is a little bit chilly today, a high of around 66 degrees. Now taking a look outside of KU, you can see those clouds in the sky. However, there is still a little bit of sunshine going on, but that's about as much sunshine as we are going to be seeing for a majority of this week. Now we are currently sitting at about 70 degrees, again partly cloudy skies, however still mainly sunny, but super strong wind gusts are getting all the way up to around 40 miles per hour. Mostly this morning they're starting to decrease just a little bit as we go further into the day. Right now we're at about 24 miles per hour and a pretty big lack of humidity sitting at around 31%. So overall it is feeling pretty good outside, but again that sunshine is going to start to decrease as we get more into the week. Taking a look at our hourly planner, we are going to see around a high of 72 degrees into the evening. Again, super strong winds decreasing just a little bit to about 20 miles per hour. And then as we get further into the night, we're looking at about high 60s to low 60s by 10 p.m., a low of about 63 degrees. So overall, a pretty warm night, nothing to bring your jacket about. Again, those wind speeds are decreasing all the way down to around 14 miles per hour by 10 p.m. With that, we're also seeing the clouds decrease a little bit from those mainly cloudy skies all the way down to just partly cloudy skies as we get further into the night. Now taking a look at our radar, we can see these clouds are starting to make their way into eastern Kansas. We've already covered a majority of them are starting to go a little bit upwards and a little bit east, but we have this pretty heavy patch of clouds that is slowly going to be making its way through Lawrence and through Kansas.
Now, tonight's forecast, we're looking at a low of about 52 degrees. So again, nothing too severe, but those cloudy skies are still going to be in effect, and they will actually be decreasing as we go through to just partly cloudy skies. Something to be aware of if you're planning to be out tonight. Later in the evening, we are looking to see a slight chance of rain, nothing too serious, just a little shower and a few sprinkles of rain. Again, wind speeds 15 to 25 miles per hour, and the humidity is actually going to raise just a little bit tonight from 30% to about 54%. So it's going to feel a little sticky outside, but overall nothing too bad. Tomorrow's forecast, we're looking at a high of about 74 degrees. Clouds early, but with some partial sunshine later in the day. However, those clouds are going to remain in effect in the sky for the most of the day. Additionally, we are going to be seeing some lower wind speeds, averaging around 10 to 15 miles per hour, and a little bit of higher humidity, similar to what we're going to be seeing tonight. Now, for our sports forecast, the baseball team is traveling to Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, they will take on a temperature of around 70 degrees. Once again, partly cloudy skies. We are going to be seeing a little bit higher wind gusts than what we're seeing here at around averaging 19 miles per hour. However, we are also going to be seeing mainly sunny skies in the afternoon there. The softball team is also heading to Stillwater, Oklahoma on Friday, where they will face a much warmer high of around 82 degrees. However, with that, there is a pretty good potential for some thunderstorms and some pretty severe thunderstorm warnings as we get further into that day. Winds, again, around 16 miles per hour, just a little bit lower than what we would be seeing in Lincoln, Nebraska. Now this Saturday, the track and field team is back at Rock Chalk Park for the Rock Chalk Classic. There we will be seeing a high of around 81 degrees. Once again, those thunderstorms will be in effect. Definitely going to see some rain, definitely going to see some storms. They have the potential to get severe, and those higher wind speeds again averaging around 19 miles per hour. Once again, we have a pretty high chance of rain and also some pretty higher humidity levels averaging around 60%. Taking a look at our weekly forecast, again, like I've said, we've had those fluctuating temperatures all the way down to about 68 degrees on Thursday. That is about the coolest we're going to be seeing. And then this weekend, especially into Saturday, we're looking at the potential to be a high of 79 degrees. This also has the potential to go just a little bit higher into the 80s. But again, we're also going to be seeing some showers, and that's going to slowly crescendo into more scattered storms, especially throughout the weekend. But as we get into the beginning of next week, we are going to be seeing a little less rain and a little more clouds, but overall maybe and hopefully just a little more sunshine to really kick us into that spring weather. Well, that's all for weather. Thank you so much for watching Good Evening KU, and we'll see you here next week.